morning, students. You're welcome to class this morning. Our topic today is environmental pollution. I will be looking at that under these objectives. I'm going to explain what pollution is. I'm going to list the types of pollution. We're going to look extensively at water pollution. Then we're going to highlight the causes of water pollution. What is pollution? Pollution is simply the discharge of substances into an environment in quantities that can be harmful. The materials and energy that causes pollution are referred to as pollutants. For examples, let's say in large water bodies when we have plastics being disposed of there, sewage, refuse, those substances are referred to as the pollutants, where fertilizers, herbicides, etc. Types of pollution. There are three basic types of pollution. We have water pollution, air pollution, the land or the soil pollution. What is water pollution? Water pollution is the introduction of harmful substances into a body of water. Now, when the water loses the natural color, other physical property, and becomes colored, when it's coming up with offensive odor, bad things, now that sample of water is said to be polluted. I'm going to make an illustration of that. I have herbicide with me here. Let's assume this is my water body. Now, by the time I introduce this herbicide into this water becomes polluted. There's going to be a change in the color. There's going to be a change, or it's going to give an offensive odor. Now, this is simply water pollution. And the substance that I've introduced into this water to cause the pollution is referred to as the pollutants. Now, what are the causes of water pollution? From this diagram saying, you can identify some things: your plastic waste, your refuse, we can have sewage, we can have oil spills, etc. Now, there's another cause of water pollution. That's pipeline, and you can see oil spills. You can see the problem this is going to pose to the environment. Also, this is another cause of water pollution. Now, the substance coming out is from industries. You know, they use heavy machines, and in the process of using these machines, they need to cool off with water. That is going to lead to an increase in the temperature of the water. The water from the engines or the machines becomes warm. Now, this water should be disposed of, and the industries now dispose this water off into large water bodies. So, these substances coming out here into the large water bodies are also causes of water pollution. Now, what are the consequences or the effects of water pollution? The water pollutants can change the color of the water body. Like the example I cited here, you can see that the introduction of the herbicide is going to cause a change in the color of the water. Now, by the time you dump sewage into water bodies, it's going to cause things like dysentery, diarrhea. If you introduce sewage, if you introduce refuse, it's going to lead to waterborne diseases such as cholera, dysentery, etc. Then when water is polluted, like water I came up with here, it becomes unfit for drinking. This is so bad. Nobody should take this type of water. Then, when water is polluted, it's going to affect the economy of fishermen. Now, by the time I introduce fertilizers or herbicide, or when we have oil spills in large water bodies, that's going to be harmful to the marine organism. For example, the fishes in the water. That's going to affect them, and it might even lead to the death of those fishes. So now, indirectly, that is also going to affect the economy, because the fishermen will not be able to get large quantities of fish while fishing. And lastly, for those that enjoy swimming, by the time you see a polluted water that has oil spill, or where you have refuse or sewage being dumped into the water, that kind of water is not fit for swimming, because it might even cause skin irritation and because of the offensive odor. So the swimmers will not enjoy the recreational activity. So join me in class for further discussion on this.